Hey everyone, I am just coming on here to talk to you today about the only way to do doTERRA as a business. And here's the reason that I say it's the only way, is because if you don't do it this way, I got my earbuds in here. If you don't do it this way, then you're probably not either, number one, going to keep growing, and number one, you're not going to start growing. And so this is it. Are you ready for it? Get ready for it. Are you ready for the answer? The answer is events and referrals. That's it. Here's why I'm so strongly advocating for this. This is not about when you look at the pipe system, it's so simple. Plan. What are you planning for? What's the planning part? Planning is you're doing your list, you're planning your events, you're planning how you're going to get out there to invite people into your team, right? To invite them into you and your team. Hi, Letitia. Hi, Catherine. You're ready. Good. Daniela. Hi, Daniela. I think someone else said hi too, but it won't let me scroll. Oh, there we go. Hi, Josie. Hi, Natalie. You have to know that this is an event-based business, you guys. And so many people are sitting behind their computer and they're like, I'm doing all this work, I'm spending 20 hours doing it. And you're like, and the answer is no, you're not. No, you're not if you're just spending time behind your computer and you're not getting in front of people. If you haven't got in front of one person to do from anywhere from the sales conversation to the wish list, to the recruiting conversation, you are not doing doTERRA. Okay, well, you know what I mean, because I know there's people out there, they're like, yeah, but Donna, planning doesn't mean I'm in front of people and I'm still doing my business. Yes, but if you spend 20 hours this week, which if you're in this group and you're spending 20 hours on doing doTERRA and you're not getting in front of one person, for what? For what? You're spending all this time in the planning, and yeah, maybe you're inviting, but the end result has to be you're getting in front of people, right? The wish list, Daniela, if you look in the training manual, it'll explain everything. The wish list is like your follow-up appointment. And that's like when you explain to people the oils that they got in their home, and you're doing you're teaching them how to order again so that they don't need you. But you guys, you have to have events. So tell me this, like, when you're doing 20 hours a week, and you're not getting events, does that really work? Rochelle says, planning does not fit good with adaptability. Yeah, but Rochelle, you and I both, who have adaptability, and I think yours is number one in adaptability, which is all sorts of awesome if you read that or watched that video. It's not about, when I say planning, Danielle, I got it, I had it all wrong. Yeah, fine, good, glad you got it. When we're talking about planning, I'm not sitting here saying schedule or anything like that. But if you don't say, who am I going to call today, right? Then that's not even being adaptable. That's just not. You can be adaptable but not do anything in life, right? So it's great to be adaptable, but we're chasing. We're like. Not chasing. We're inviting dreams into our lives. And so like be adaptability and use your other four strengths to figure out who to get in front of, how to get them in front of you, and to go from there. Josie, I plan to meet a person one-on-one and followed through at the meeting. She enrolled with a Home Essentials kit and is making her wish list now for our follow-up appointment next week after she gets her kit. Woohoo! That's great, Josie. Rochelle says, that's why I relate to you so much. Yeah. And I mean, and this is common amongst those people who are watching those like amazing gurus out there who are so queens in organization, queens in structure, and they talk this amazing talk about what they do well, and then there's the rest of us who are out here going, okay, but I can't do that. And our voice of adaptability needs to be heard out there. And I think that's what I'm finding right now, especially with my team. Hey, Nadia, that's with my team, where we need the voice of the rest of us, because we have these great intentions, and I see people go, oh, that makes so much sense. And oh, that totally. And I would love to be structured and organized like that. Who wouldn't want that? But for those of us who it's not our strength for, and it doesn't light us up, we'll start and we'll be like, yeah, I can totally see how this makes sense. And then we'll crash and then we'll stop doing it. and then our business stops because we're trying to operate in somebody else's strength of organization and discipline and consistency, and we don't work that way. And so our business goes down because we're trying to be somebody else instead of trying to duplicate the business our way. Does that make sense, everyone? Josie, I usually fly by the seat of my pants, but at least my planning meetings is my strong point now. Great. Baby steps. I am not structured and organized. Yeah. So again, for those of you who are structured and organized, hop on over to Ange Peters, because she's going to light you up and she's going to tell you some amazing tools. For the rest of us, you know, you need to hear how it's done this other way. And for as many adaptability people out there, there's as many different ways to be adaptable as well, right? Because I have 4 different strengths that you don't have. So I'm going to capitalize on those 4 strengths to get me to activate. You have adaptability, which is so it's so rich and so good, and is going to help you when things like the video says is like chaotic, right? Whereas some people who have consistency and discipline and whatever, when it's chaos, they won't know what to do. So they need to use their strength to figure out how to, but their consistency will help them push through. Our adaptability will help us push through and be okay with it, right? It won't take us down. Josie says, I stopped for 4 months between October and February. I don't know what that means. Is that because because you're not structured and organized? Yeah, so that you need to capitalize on your other 4 strengths, because if you're anybody like a lot of people on my team who are seeing all of these structured and organized and social media people, Ange Peters, Haley Hobson, Jessie Reimers. I don't know if Jessie Reimers is structured and organized, but she's certainly a social media people. We're looking at them and we're like, you guys have such amazing strengths, and they do, but we can't try to be like them. They've got 5 different strengths. Even if you own 2 of their strengths, even if you own 4 of their strengths, you can't be them. And so we have to lean into our own. Michelle says, I'm organized type, but stay busy doing things that are comfortable for me. I don't know how we got into the organization thing, but I think this is a trend, right? That we need to, obviously we need to keep talking about this. I'm great at planning. It's the follow through I have to really focus on, says Natalie. Yeah, Daniela says, how do we learn to capitalize on our strengths? So the answer to that is go to those videos in the Empower Success. So I'll post a link up at this, from this one. Josie says, realtor, it helps me make those connections. Great. Catherine's tagging somebody. Josie says, because I got in a rut trying to do it someone else's way. I see, Josie. That's why you're saying that. Yeah, and that's a lot of us. We quit because we're like, oh, I love the way they do that. And there's something about it that looks so clean and organized, and so many people love them. And so we're like, I want to do it that way because look how successful they are. And it's like, no, you want to get successful, you do it your way. The people who are like that, the reason why they're successful is because they owned their strengths. They owned their strengths. So this is what you have to do as a company. You have to, or as a business entrepreneur, you have to do, this is the point of this whole conversation, but this video, you have to show up and do events, you guys. That's it. And if with every event, if you're a one-on-one person, then you have to get referrals. If you're not doing those 2 things, you will not grow as fast as you want. You will not grow as much as you want. Can you guys agree with me on this one? If you disagree, let me know. But there's no other way to do this. Even the people on social media still have to get out there and invite people into the experience in order that they can get in front of them and enroll them. And if you're not enrolling people through these presentations, then and you're not asking for referrals, then the planning and supporting is really going to just slow down, and you're not really going to grow and thrive the way that you want to. And you're spending all these 20 hours trying to do the supporting and the planning and maybe even the inviting, but if it's not working for you, what do we say? You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So we've been doing this now for 2 weeks. We're in our 2nd round of 2 weeks with this journey to diamond. Have you been getting in front of people? If not, you need to change something. So if you are not, could you just shout out to the person, not on here, but like to your upline and say, okay, I've spent 20 hours on doTERRA and I haven't got in front of one person. Then we have to talk, okay? Because I don't want to go another 3 months with you guys saying, oh yeah, Donna, you know, it's been 3 months and I haven't spent any time in front of somebody. And then I'll say to you, well, how have you adjusted? Because remember, we observe, we assess, and we adjust. So you observe that you're not getting in front of people. You're assessing maybe what's going on, like what's the pattern? Is there a pattern? And then we adjust that. So what do I have to adjust? Do I have to adjust my belief system? Do I have to adjust my script? Do I have to adjust the way that I'm talking? Do I have to adjust the feelings that I have when I'm talking? Like, is my intention for them or is my intention to make money? All right, so we need to adjust that. So observe, assess, and adjust. These 2 weeks, we didn't talk a lot. We talked a lot about that foundation, but now that we're moving into the second 2 weeks, and we talked about that, 2 days ago, where we said, okay, assess your goals. How did they work for you? This is what we have to do. We are the entrepreneur. We have to look at our business. And so if you haven't gotten in front of anybody, if you haven't gotten any referrals, then you need to bring that to your upline and you need to ask for support and say, what am I doing that is not bringing this in? What can I do differently? Okay, and I'm just going to read some of these guys because I got Danielle. There's also Strengths Group for Wellness Advocates. They have lots of great Zoom calls. Kate Pinter, my fave. Josie, realtor, sorry, autocorrect. I knew what you meant. Agree, Natalie, I heard Wes Hobson speak at leadership, and he even said that he and Haley still talk to everyone they enroll as much as they build online. It's still a very personal, in-person business. Yeah, absolutely. Josie, yes, Natalie, the personal connection is relationship building and the key to our successful business. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. I love it. Observe, assess, and adjust. That's all for today, guys. Got it in referrals and in events, whether that's classes. If you're doing classes, you should get classes from classes, referrals from those as well. It's in the script how to do that. And if you're doing one-on-ones, you need referrals and ask them to do classes. That's how we're doing this as a business. That's how we grow. Bye, you guys.